There you go.
All right. Welcome everybody to Dagwood's. Our guest needs no introduction, and the Phillies are red hot, and we continue red October with red December. What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we're honored to have Milt Thompson here as our guest tonight. We couldn't have planned it any better because I'm sure he can give us some insight as to what to expect. But we got an hour to play that out. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Ed and Nikki always give us this opportunity every month, and it's looking pretty good for 2023 as well. So we'll be back. We're working on a pretty good guest. So I'm not gonna give away any secrets right now, but we're working on a pretty good name for January. We don't even have the guest secured yet. That's how good the guest is. So we're pretty excited. We've got City Distilling back on board with us again for next year. So we got the liquor covered, we got the bar covered. So hopefully I can stay away from getting into any accidents or anything like that. So,
stay away from the parked cars.
Yeah, if I can stay free and clear, we'll be good. So I'm going to throw it over to Milt for a second, but before we do that, Santa's running around. Keep them busy. Take some photos. Post them on our Facebook page if you would. We got Em and Henry who are always here, but Em's pulling double duty tonight because she's the house girl with the microphone. So when we start the trivia and the questions, she's the girl you want to be friendly with. So Santa, do your thing. Take some photos. Maybe go behind the bar and make us a drink.
Something frosty.
He always knows what to get.
So, Milt, what do you got going? What are you doing these days?
Well, I'm an ambassador for the Phillies now. It's me, Mickey, Sarge, and Scott Palmer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a great year. Setting up in the suites, watching those playoff games, getting all excited. It was a joy, man. It was a lot of fun.
You look like you were having fun. I saw you on a lot of TV coverage and whatnot. So
yeah, it was exciting.
All right, I'll throw this at you. 08 or 22?
Wow. I got to go with 08. I was there. I have to go with 08. I was there. It's funny. People ask me about even 93. 93 was great. It's still great, but when you do that parade down Broad Street, it's something special.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Something really special. And those guys, they started coming in and they came to the games too, and it was really good to see all of them again. And I don't even think the people sat down the whole game. That was the amazing thing about it. They were so fired up, and starting from early in the morning, I'd go to do TV shows at 6:30 in the morning, and it was packed. People were so excited, and just this town loves winners, man. And, I think this group of Phillies is going to be around for a good while.
Yes, and it just goes to show the fans how, like we were talking a little bit earlier, how the teams when they come in, they're intimidated. This year you were saying with the Padres, and even back in 08 with the Padres when the Tampa Bay Rays came in. The fans getting over Evan Longoria there, calling him Eva, and he didn't know what to do. He was shell shocked.
It's funny. When they went out and started the season, the series out there in San Diego, they were playing the music really loud, trying to get those people pumped up out there because they're so laid back. But didn't need any music at all.
No,
when they showed up here. Once those guys took the field, it was all over.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt when Schwarber hits the home run right off the bat as well.
Oh yeah.
To get it started. But so it seems like the soft season's going a little slow right at the moment. The highlights, the fanatic lighting the tree. Is that true, or did I miss something?
No, we had the tree lighting and stuff, and now with the addition of Trey Turner.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is you guys. You don't understand how special this guy is because he plays on the West Coast. You don't get to see him a lot.
Yeah.
You know, they only come in for a couple of days to play us here, but this guy is special, man. We're gonna be in for a treat watching this guy out there every single day doing what he does best.
Yeah, and especially now with the eliminating the shifts and stuff, you need that versatility and ability to cover the ground defensively, not even just offensively, like you were saying. Defensively, he's going to improve this team a lot with the lack of shifts.
Well, you know what? I was thinking about this, and with the lack of shifts, you know what we're probably going to see this year? 4 outfielders.
Ooh. That'd be interesting.
Because the infield, you just put 4 outfielders out there. Say for instance, if a left-handed hitter's hitting, take the shortstop, and put him in the outfield.
That's okay.
You're in the outfield. You make him into an outfielder.
Wow, interesting. That'd be.
I've seen it done before.
They just can't be shallow, right?
No, it's a regular outfield position.
Right. Wow.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Play softball.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be interesting. That's definitely a different thing. So I was going to say, that would help a lot of hitters, but if you're going to do that might take away some of that. But you should see a guy like Turner, being able to get more hits as well, and just everybody on the team.
Well, we got a team of pretty good athletes. And when you have a team of good athletes, it's always a plus. Guys can play multiple positions. It makes for a good run. I keep talking about, people ask me about that '93 team and how special it was. And we were very unselfish. We were probably the only team in baseball history that had 3 platoons.
Right. Yeah.
And we just went out. We knew our jobs. Me and Inky, we knew our jobs. We knew where we were going to play. We knew how to play the game. And then you had Wes and Isaac in right field, and you had Mickey and Donkey at second. So we just were out there. It's all about coming together as a team and finding a way to win, and that's basically what we did.
Exactly. Get that W at the end of the night.
Exactly right.
It didn't hurt to have a couple good, nice pitchers.
Oh yeah. That, I think all of our 5 starters had at least 13 wins.
Right. Yeah. All that double digits. So
yeah,
it was a solid year.
That's one of the things I talk about. And we came up a little short, and it still worked for us. If you get 90 wins, that's 15 wins a month.
Right.
Usually get in the playoffs. We only had 87 and got in. We got lucky.
Right.
And then once you get in, it's a new ball game.
Mm-hmm.
What people don't understand, it's a new ball game, and they got red hot at the right time. So it doesn't matter. You look at Dodgers, who had all those wins, a great year.
Right.
It doesn't matter when it comes down to whether it be a 3-game elimination or a 4-game elimination.
Right. Oh yeah.
You got to go out there and you got to go out there and you got to play the game and be ready to play and find ways to win. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just little things.
Oh, yeah.
Find ways to win. And that's what they did.
Yeah, which is going to be of good importance going forward as well. And I think the Phillies, this year, now that they added Taiwan Walker as well, it's even better. But this year they were kind of built for those shorter series in the beginning of the playoffs to get Noel and Wheeler going, bang, and get the series over with quick in those 3-game series. And,
yeah, exactly right.
And then having Ranger when you did need the 5-game series, and it was very, very good to see.
Well, see, that's the one thing, true fans understand that. When you get in the playoff baseball, you're facing 1, 2, and 3. You're not getting 4 and 5. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's you really got to be up on top of your game, because it was an old saying as a player and as a hitting coach, you better get fat on 4 and 5 because
Right.
1 and 2 are going to give you some tough games.
Yeah, that's why you see the lower scores used typically in the playoffs. Because the pitchers are, dominate more of the offense, and like you said, you need to take advantage of when you get a bloop hitter here or there or whatever type of thing. do small things.
That's why it's so important, to get to the starters and get that bullpen in there. You know what I'm saying? Get those starters out as fast as you can, and then you just go from there and enjoy it, because once you make them have to use their bullpen, it becomes tough.
Right.
Especially the next guy, the pressure's on him to go out and give you 7 strong innings. That's
Yeah.
not an easy thing.
And maybe not even for just that game, because teams have solid bullpen, but the more you do that throughout the series, that bullpen gets tired.
Well, it was something we did earlier in the year that I don't know what happened, but we got lucky where we'd have the bullpen games.
Right. Yeah.
And then I think it kind of hurt our bullpen near the end of the season.
Absolutely.
When you're doing bullpen games, you're really putting extra pressure on those guys out there.
Yeah.
You got to come in, you got to go, you got to get at least 2 innings.
With the game changing, where the starters are only looked at now with 5 or 6 innings. The dynamics of, you look at a Verlander who just signed with the Mets, right? You've got a lot of money tied up in 5-6 innings, right? So how is that going to play throughout the year, number one, and then into the playoffs where the game gets shorter anyway?
That's why it's so important to have a good bullpen. You got to have some guys down there that you can depend on. I remember in 2010 we had Matson and Lidge down there, right. So it was basically a 6-7 inning game.
Oh yeah.
And then it's over. Speaking of Verlander, I didn't understand why he signed with the Mets.
Yeah.
He was pitching indoors in Houston.
Yeah.
It'd be a big difference when you start the season up there in New York when it's a little chilly.
Yes.
He's not spring chicken either.
No, exactly. I mean, unless it was the Scherzer connection that they, kind of when they were with Detroit together.
Yeah.
They wanted to come back to play.
There was another one that drove me crazy too. R.A. Dickey. I couldn't understand why he went to Toronto and went inside. When you're a knuckleball pitcher, that's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, it doesn't
you want to let the conditions of wind or whatever help you out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see, and it's a sneaky good move with Dombrowski getting Taiwan Walker, here as well, coming in, and it helps the Phillies out as well, but it also takes away from the Mets.
Yeah, man. Plus he's a proven pitcher. Whenever you can pick up a guy that's gonna be an innings eater for you, plus he gives you a chance to win, it's always a plus.
Right.
Always a plus. That's why your 4th and 5th starter got to be innings eaters.
Absolutely.
You can't continue to count on your 1, 2, and 3 day. Because they're gonna if you go into a 162 game schedule, you're gonna have a couple bad outings. So if you can have those guys in there, or you have a guy who, say for instance, is maybe your 9th or 10th guy in the bullpen,
right,
who is really solid and can keep you in baseball games. That's a plus.
Yeah, I mean that was Bailey Falter this year.
Yeah.
He really stepped up. Pitched a lot of good games throughout the season there. Probably if it wasn't for him, they may not be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The way he pitched down the stretch there.
We got some great baseball conversation going on up here, but I want to make sure you guys are included. And I know there's some real baseball fans out here in the audience tonight. So if you guys got questions, comments, you want to ask Milt anything, feel free to raise your hand. Emily will get the mic to you. We'd love to hear from you what your thoughts are on the 22 Phillies, the 23 Phillies, and I know we're all anxious to get the season started. So raise your hand. We'll get the mic to you. We'd love to hear from you. I'm sure Milt, he's got answers. He's got answers. He played the game. He knows. He's got the inside source too, I think. He wants 4 outfielders. I see where he's going with this.
That way you guys have the platoon with
I see where he went with that.
I've seen it before. That's why I said it. I saw it before. A couple of teams tried to do it, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. No. It's I didn't realize when they said the rules. I thought they had to keep it the guys on each side, 2 on each side of the infield.
Yeah, it's
either
two on each side.
Second base type of
If
thing.
you're an infield.
Right, yeah, so that's where you
Yeah,
get
they
it.
don't.
Yeah, you don't say it with the out, yeah. So, but with the moves that Dombrowski has made, what does that do for a team from, as an insight from the clubhouse?
It gets the guys very excited. They already went to the World Series last year, and then to pick up these two guys, spring training, they can't wait for spring training to get together and get ready for the season to get started.
Well, even picking up Matt Stroud, the reliever from Boston,
Yeah.
Isn't going to be again, not another flashy name, but a guy who's serviceable and is going to come out there to lefty.
That's why it's so important. GM's got tough jobs.
Yeah.
They got really tough jobs, and that's where scouting and everything comes into play. Where you can pick a guy out of there that nobody sees coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so hard. That's why scouting's so hard, because you're picking guys based on you're trying to project their future, and it's a tough job. It's a real tough job because that's why I couldn't scout. I can teach. I can show you how to hit and stuff, but to be a scout, that's a tough one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
That's a hit or miss.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, and it goes to show when you have good scouts and good GMs, what a difference it makes to an organization. Just to see how much the team's turned around in the past 2 years with Dombrowski being here.
Oh yeah.
It's done a whole 180 degrees.
Yeah.
From where it was.
I'm gonna throw it out to Emily real quick.
Yeah, the Phillies seem like they're a very tight organization, with all you ambassadors and the way the owner Middleton is down celebrating. Is that because of the ownership or the management or
It's pretty much everything. I mean, Phillies have been a great organization for as long as I can remember. Once I got here, back in '86, and we started that ALS program, got that off, raised millions of dollars for that. They've always given back to the community. That's what separates them from a lot of the teams that are in Major League Baseball. It's a family. When I say it's a family, it's really a family.
yeah,
And
you don't really see that in other teams much.
not even close. Not even close.
That's great. I'm glad, you guys are ambassadors. Mickey Morandini was here. He was great.
Yeah, they do a great job. I mean, from player development, everything. Even the people who work in the stadium. Middleton walks around. He's you see him all the time. He's in the middle of he's just out there being just a great owner. And people respect that and love that.
I know my son here got the interview.
Well, you're talking about family and the Phillies and whatnot, and I saw you interacting before the show with Steve, which, he recently retired, and, he stepped out tonight to come here to see you.
Oh man, what a great surprise. What a great human being, and he's been through a lot. He had that tragic accident and everything, and he looked great today. It was great to see him, man. And he's just a great baseball guy, and it was a surprise for me. It was a pleasant surprise, It was, and I really enjoyed it. And I told him, I said, you know what? I got your number. We're going to keep in touch. It's funny how sometimes you get to moving around, and you kind of forget. You separate, you forget. He left the organization, and kind of forget. But that was really good seeing him tonight.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm going to keep in touch with him.
Yeah. So we talk about the Phillies and John Middleton. That was one of his. I think it appears to us as fans when he took 51% that he wanted to win. But he wanted to do it in a classy way. And, he just it took him a while to sort things out. We went through a couple of GMs. We seem to have the right guy in place now. Um, and he wants to spend money. And it's rather obvious that, he's got the team, in the right direction. He's got the fans excited. I know we've talked about it already tonight. You've been out there keeping, the Mickeys of the world and, Sarge, yourself, that's huge.
Yeah. That's the important part. I mean, you can tell how excited he was. When we guys got in the playoffs, man, he was so excited. He came up in our suite during the game. He was like excited, looking at fans. That, at the end of the game, we got one more out. I mean, he was into it, man.
Oh, yeah.
He really loves it, man. He's put his heart and soul into this organization, and he's reaping the rewards right now.
Absolutely.
He took his time and had some rough years, and you get the right people in place. Dombrowski comes in here and, man, pick up a couple good guys.
Right.
Pick up some guys who know what it takes to win. Your Schwarber, I talk about him all the time. When you watch him on the bench, he's always communicating with the other players. Like when another pitcher comes in,
Yeah.
he's giving them all the information. And that's what good teammates do.
Right.
Yeah, good teammates, give you every opportunity, because let's face it, this is a tough game.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a tough game, but when you can get information helps you out tremendously. Paying attention to the game and just playing it the right way, and the effort. That's the one thing. Effort. You give me effort, I can't get mad at you.
Right.
You're just out there playing hard, and you give me effort, we got a chance to win.
Yeah, I mean, that's what made you guys so great in '93. The communication between each other. You guys did it a little bit differently as far as you hung around later at night, doing it where these guys are doing it on the bench, in game, where they may not stay as long as you guys do, but that's a big part of the team building. Hanging out
Well,
hanging out with each
things
other.
have changed a little bit in the game, but being a great teammate, helping out any way you can it's very important. And you can see these guys really, really respect each other and just love playing together. That's the whole key. One of the greatest things is I was over at the ballpark today, and over in the IT area, we were doing some
Okay.
stuff, and one of the young ladies goes, "Have you seen the new calendar?" She goes, "What do you think the first month? What pictures on the first month?" And I looked at her, I said, "That's Reese Hopkins slamming his bat down when he hits that ball." And it sure is. That's January.
There you
That's
go.
awesome, man.
Uh-huh.
And that's emotion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's emotion in the game when the stuff like that happens, instead of the guys bat flipping and doing all that crazy. That was the emotion of the game, and that's what you love.
Right. Absolutely.
Emily?
Yeah, we have 2 questions out here.
All right, let's do it.
Carl, John, thanks for what you do. No, in that 93 team, for me, I'm 54. Heads and heels above the 08 team for me. I don't know why, but it was how you guys played. You never give up, getting dirty. There was something about that 93 team that nothing else can top. I don't think I'll ever get top in that 93 team.
Well,
I don't really want to bring this up, but I kind of have to. What was yourself and your teammates' reaction after Carter hit that ball on the trip home?
very simple. It's over. It's funny. You compare it to like a roller coaster ride. The whole season was so exciting. We had so many things happen. My catch in San Diego. Next day, Mitch loads the bases, and I think it was Sharperson hit a line drive, and Mickey stabs it, double play. We get out of it. Mother's Day, Donkey hits the grand slam off of Lee Arthur Smith. It was just so many magical moments that year provided, and we had the best manager ever in Fregosi. I mean, I remember the first day I came into spring training. All managers give that spiel, that meeting, they talk that first day, and he goes, "You know what, guys? My door is always open. You can come in anytime you want. You might not like what I have to say to you, but you can come in." So we're all we all were in there together, and it was a lot of fun. And we just the year before, I wasn't here, but they finished in last place. But you could see in spring training, you could see it was something brewing, something special about the group, and we knew that we knew how to play, and we just went out on the field. And the funny thing is, until that last out in the ninth inning, we never believed that we were going to lose.
Right.
We were always battling, and we just never gave up. And that I think the city kind of we grew on the city. They loved the way we just went out and played the game and hustled.
A lot of that with Aaron as well. Being the
Let me
leader
tell
of
you
the team.
something. Miss him dearly, man.
Yeah.
He was one of the most special people I've ever met in my life.
Right.
Don't take this the wrong way. I'm gonna say this. Don't take this the wrong way. He's the only guy who could kiss me. He kissed everybody, and it's okay. It was it was an endearing thing, and he had a nickname for everybody. My nickname was Scooter because I could run fast, so he called me Scooter. And he named all of us. All of us had nicknames. Donkey, he just went through the whole group.
Yeah.
Dan?
Why do you think we lost the World Series?
Oh wow. Some guy named Alvarez hit a big home run. That's how we lost the World Series. It boils down to plays. It boils down to plays. Wheeler was on fire. The first game he pitched in the World Series, I think he was like 93, 94. He was consistently 98, 99,
Right.
game 6.
Yep.
And I was like, man, don't take him out. Don't take him out. Don't take him out. But you know what? That's what they did all year.
Right.
It worked all year. And this just one time where it didn't work. That's baseball. That's baseball. You're one pitch, you're one play away from being champions.
And Thompson could have left them in there, and Alvarez did the same thing.
You
Off
never
Wheeler,
know. Yeah, you never know.
Like I said, it's baseball.
Yes, it
It
is.
happened, and Alvarez was just better at that.
What do you think we need to improve to win next year?
We already did it. We picked up Trey Turner and Walker and a couple other pieces. So, when you add on to a special team that's already been to the World Series and you make those kind of adjustments and those guys you put in place, it's going to be a fun year. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be, you guys are going to be excited again.
And how important is it, like you guys in '93, you get out to a fast start, as well.
It's very important. For me, you got to win series. I tell guys all the time, you got to win series. If you got 3 games, take 2 of them.
Yep.
That season, I think our longest winning streak might have been 5 or 6 games.
Mhm.
We didn't lose more than 4 games.
Right.
I mean, we won series, and that's the way we got off to that high start, and it was over. You know what I'm saying? We just cruised that year. We had the one series in Montreal where things started to get tight in August, but we went there and handled our business.
Right.
All right, we got the crowd. They're waking up. So here we go. Who we got?
We saw the shift last season long. Everyone spotted. It's like on thing. We saw nothing wrong with the ball started.
Well, you're talking.
Hang on a second. He's a hitting coach.
Listen.
There's no bunts in
Oh
that
yes, there is.
bag.
Wait a minute. You're talking to a guy who hit at the top of the lineup his whole career, and you're talking. I think out of my 13 years, I want to say 11 of them I hit 290 and above. It's because I got 15, 20 bunt hits
Exactly.
a year. To keep myself alive. I didn't have any long hitless streaks because I could find a way to get on base. I got a question for you. What's the difference in hitting 250 and 300 every 100 at bats?
2 hits. Right? Isn't it 2?
5 hits.
Five.
You got
For-
it. 5
for-
hits.
for-
Every 100 at bats, 5 hits is the difference between being a 250 hitter and a 300 hitter. So I was definitely going to get. I told guys, you get 5 bunt hits a month. That's nothing. It's 15, 20 games you play in a month. Get 5 bunt hits. And even when I started, coaching in the minor leagues with these kids, I would tell them, man, all you got to do is get 5 bunt hits. But ego is getting away.
Right.
Ego's getting away. I mean, if they're playing back and they're going to give me a hit, I'm going to take it. But everybody likes the long ball now, so it's total different game. I remember as a player when I was with the Phillies, our goal was to get double digits in hits every game. When I was a hitting coach, it was the same thing. Get double digits, you get 10 hits, you got a chance. But now you get 10 strikeouts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's changed, but I don't know what to say about it, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah. No, you're right. Santa's got a question.
All right.
Santa has a question? Of course. Uh-oh. You didn't bring Cole with you, did you?
I did not. Now, with 22 being such a magical season, if you could add just one more piece, what would it be? And is there someone out there, if you could just grab that person on free agency and bring them to the team, is there anyone that you would love to see in a Phillies uniform?
We got him. Trey Turner. We got it. We got one of the best players in baseball. You already got a lineup stacked of superstars, and then you add another superstar. And once we figure out our fifth starter and certify that bullpen, all we gotta do is go out there and play. That's the beauty of the game. When you put a team together like this, go out and play. Take every game. When we went out, we didn't care who we were playing. We got ahead. We were gonna stomp them. We're not just like that. Some teams get comfortable. You play and say you're playing. I don't want to.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I don't want to mess up. Say you're playing, yeah, and you kind of like, all we got to do is put our uniforms on. No, every game you go out there to handle your business and play the game and just get ahead and stay ahead.
Right. Exactly. I think Santa was being greedy though. He wanted somebody else other than Turner.
I just want another magical season.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, yeah, we
it's
definitely
coming.
have it.
Believe me.
I will hold you to that.
You can hold me to it. I'll be there. You can meet me at the ballpark. I'll be there.
And the best part about it with Dombrowski, he has in the back pocket is Bryce Harper coming in and after the All-Star break.
Yes, exactly right.
So it's like, you're adding that also to this team.
Yeah, exactly right.
So
get him back just in time. Get him ready for the playoffs.
Trivia time?
Absolutely. So
Ready?
Yeah.
First hand up, all right?
All right. So when the Phillies traded for Ozzie Virgil and Pete Smith to the Braves for Milt Thompson, who else was in the trade with Milt?
That is
There you
it.
go.
That is it.
There you go. Good job. Good job.
It's a project. You gotta get the rest of the autographs on it. I started you with 2. I know most of them in the room. Other trivia?
Yeah, so Milt already touched on this when he stole the Grand Slam in San Diego. Who was the batter?
Who was the batter?
You ruined this guy's career too. It was his one highlight that he
Yeah, it was.
It was going to be his one highlight that he could have talked to his grandkids forever. Of course, Mike Schmidt knows.
Let's go, Schmitty.
Tony Fernandez?
No, it was not.
Ooh, you have to give us an autograph photo.
Anybody?
Ooh.
Backup catcher.
Ooh. Sunday day game.
Yeah. Brad
Boy,
Osmos is
There's a lot
backup.
of baseball minds in this
There
room.
is.
I'm shocked.
There is number 17 for those San Diego Padres.
There you go. Guess this guy.
Al?
Now they're looking up. Joe's looking right now. He's up. He's on his phone.
Play with the Red Sox.
Played with the Red Sox as well. Here's another hint from Milt. All right. It's that Bob Green.
Bob Guerin.
Garen? I'm
Bob
sorry.
Guerin.
Garen. I had it
I
wrong.
have a trivia question.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, I have a trivia question. You ready? There are 3 people in Phillies history that have played in a World Series, and coached in a World Series? Who are they?
Played and coached. We got Larry Bowa's one.
Mills won.
And Mike Schmidt's he wants to get that third one.
Boa?
We already
We
got
already-
Boa.
yeah,
We already got Boa.
All right, so Boa, you, and,
There it is. He got it, Vince.
Yeah.
You got it, Book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Nice
another
going.
man that's been in this organization.
Oh yeah,
for-
most definitely.
take
I
pictures and-
can just say that he's probably rolling around when those guys pick those cards out of their pocket to figure out where to play somebody. I'm like, really? Can't remember how to play 9 people? Jeez, it drives me crazy.
Kevin's learned a few choice words.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's a little bit more than that, though, right?
Yeah.
Please tell me. It's a little bit more than 9 people.
well, I gave you this.
Because now you've got they're exchanging cards amongst themselves.
There's only 9 people in the starting lineup.
Right.
You can't tell me you can't remember who you're playing. And every time we played a game, we'd have a defensive meeting, and Book would say, I want you to play here, 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 here. It's not that tough.
No.
Not that tough.
It makes things a lot more difficult for the players to be thinking about. They're trying to simplify it, but they're making it worse for them in the long run.
Oh my goodness.
Santa, they came up for pictures with you and you only. Those 2 ladies that just left.
Wow.
That was it. We got.
I have a fan.
A 2-lady fan club. See, this is where the cold comes in.
You don't want to mingle with the Kringle.
All right, okay.
Got jokes.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Santa's tough.
Because this hour is flying by.
Yes, it is.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
I'm good.
What do you think about making Sir Anthony the permanent closer? Or are they looking at anybody right now that can fill that position?
I mean, he did a great job, but he was coming off injury, so it makes it difficult. If he has a great offseason and he's healthy, I have no problem with that. Those 2 guys at the back end, you got to have 2 guys at the back end that you can really trust. Really trusting, and go out there and you look at 2008. Lidge was perfect. You kidding me? He didn't blow a save. You got a guy like Matson going up in front of him, that great changeup, and then Lidge comes in with that knockout slider. I'm telling you, it just makes it easy when you're consistent. Okay, this is my setup man. This is my closer. You're in good shape.
Right.
You're in good shape. But then when a guy struggles a little bit, then all of a sudden you take him out, and it becomes tough, because being a closer is a tough job.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very tough job, And even though Mitch drove us crazy, he got the job done. Wasn't pretty, but he get the job done. I'll tell this story about, especially at the vet, because I'd be in left field and I could see our dugout. And Mitch would come in and he'd walk the first guy, walk the second guy, and walk the third guy. And all of a sudden you see Potts and Pagrosi leave the dugout, and you see smoke coming out. But he found a way to get out of it. That was the beauty of it. It really was.
So that's the reason for no hair up here.
Oh, that's being a hitting coach. That's being a hitting coach.
There you go. Okay. There you go.
All right. I see a lot of food being passed in the room, so I hope, Emily, you're in charge of, is that a menu you're holding for us for afterwards? Okay, well, make sure you get us a menu and there's some food left over, because my belly's growling.
Yes. Smelling it coming through the door here.
But make sure you guys take care of our servers here at Dagwood's. Help me out, Sam and
Natalie.
Natalie, right? Sam and Natalie, thank you. They do a great job for you guys every month. And again, like I said, we're gonna be back in January. We're still playing with some dates, but we'll be back for sure. Again, I want to thank all of our sponsors because they've done a great job for us all year, from City Distilling all the way down to some great raffle prizes that are supplied every month by Carl's Cards and Collectibles. Hint, hint. But the raffle prizes will draw at around 8 o'clock, right? That's staying the same.
Yes, that's the same.
Okay, no changes there.
Lauren already sent us the itinerary. We had to keep on
We
track.
got a tough night because the boss isn't here, so.
Don't worry, she's checking in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure. So get your raffle tickets, you get 2 free ones. Henry's back there waving them. If you'd like to buy extras, they're $1 a piece. We got a lot of stuff going on this month with charity. And there's a great one in-house this month, Toys for Tots. They've got a box downstairs. So if anybody brought anything, you can fit it into the box downstairs. Ed and Nikki do a fine job here at Dagwoods. Can't thank them enough, as many times as possible. So Santa, you jumped in with a great question. I know you're busy taking photos. How are things, is it gonna be a good Christmas for all these little boys and girls?
Most.
No,
I'll let you figure out which one.
Pointing at me. I'm always on the
No,
man
no,
list.
I was just stretching my.
Oh,
All right, well, I see a table full right in front of you there, so.
Oh, this young lady asked me more questions than I think I've ever been asked in a single session in my life. She actually earned some good full dollars for that one.
All right, very good.
But you know what I really want? I want to see Milt and the rest of the Phillies hoisting that trophy next year is what I want to see.
All right,
Absolutely.
going down Broad Street.
You know?
I will be following with you
All right.
in the summer because no one can throw snowballs at me. Because of one of those Jay.
I want to thank you for coming out, spending the night with us. It's a lot of fun. Talking Phillies baseball. Anybody else? Questions, comments? Joe's got a question. I don't think
Little
he,
girl who has questions for Santa also has a question for Milt.
All right.
Waiting.
Joe, you don't mind, do you? We'll get back to you.
What's your favorite color first player?
Who's your favorite player?
Who's your favorite player to play?
Me. No, I'm kidding. Probably, I've known Jimmy Rollins since he was 18. We went through the minor leagues and I coached him everywhere. So I would say the closest connection is Jimmy Rollins.
I meant to show you if you see it on the slideshow going through. There was a picture with you giving Jimmy Rollins a little smirk with Ryan Howard walking in spring training. I just, if you see it pop up after the show, we'll have to see what was going through your head in that one.
Oh, that could drive me crazy.
You gave him a look like, what the?
I'll give you real quick. When 2008, we had the first 2 games in Tampa. We split. Gold won the first game. So we come back home and it's an off day. You get an off day before we start the series, game 3. And it happened to be raining and we were in the cages. And I went, what do I have smart or wise to say to these guys to try to get them up? I said, okay, got something for you guys. I said, who wants to be the MVP of this series? They looked at me. And I said, you know what? If we just do our jobs, we all can be world champions. And boy, they got it. They got it. So, you have to sometimes bring them back to reality, you know, because when you're in that moment and you're playing it on that stage, oh man, it's a lot of stuff going on in your head.
Right.
And
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you can't settle down and just stay in the moment, it gets tough. Like you said earlier about Lingor, he was done. When they started calling him Eva, he was done.
Yeah.
And they were killing Soto too. They were killing Soto.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a question in the front here, Joe?
You know, what do you think happened to the lineup in the World Series? And what would you have been advising them had you been in the dugout?
Why do you put a question on that? Only one thing I would have done. I would have moved Bone behind Harper and pushed Cassidy down one person. That's the only thing the lineup was fine. Cassidy was struggling a little bit, and they weren't going to let Harper beat him.
No,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
Bone was having quality at bat, so I'd have moved him up.
Speaking of Harper, from a player coach perspective, when Harper hit that bomb,
My goodness.
what was going through your head?
You want the honest truth?
Yes.
Why were they pitching to him? I was like, they're not going to pitch to him.
Right. Why would you?
Castellanos was struggling. I'm like, they're not going to pitch to him.
Exactly.
But when he took that changeup,
Yep.
Oh, he was locked. I said, it's trouble right here. Yeah, unbelievable.
And why didn't they bring the lefty in to face him as well? You know, it's for them. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like you said. Why is Harper going to beat you? You know,
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, it's crazy. You know, sometimes you can't even figure the game out when things are when the game's moving fast. Sometimes it's too fast for you. You don't get a chance to think about some things.
but thankfully they did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a great. It was just like a motion picture thing. It was unbelievable. You know, it was Hoskins hits the home run, slams the bat down. We get that one. Then in the next series, you get this. Oh my God! I'm telling you, this city went absolutely crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
So staying on that topic, we saw Harper all year, right? Had his elbow wrapped, right? And we all know how violent that swing is, and then he has Tommy John when the season's over. What kind of pain do you think he was going through during the season?
He was going through a lot. I can go back to, I guess that was 1988. We're playing at Wrigley Field, and they have those doors and stuff out there where they put the batting cage and stuff. I was playing center field, and I ran and made a catch, and I hit the corner of that thing where there was no ivy, and just tore my knee up, tore cartilage and stuff, and I just tore it, and they said it's not going to tear anymore. You play, just kept playing. It was painful. After the season, I had the surgery, but you got to stick it out, because back then, I didn't want to be Wally Pipp. Y'all laughing? I'm serious.
Oh, yeah,
man.
absolutely.
You get out that lineup, man. It's hard enough.
Absolutely, that's for true.
So what is your opinion of the surgery that he had and the rehab, the course that he's going to be on? Everybody's projecting, July, whatever. I'm looking at it like this guy's on the fast track.
And I would believe that, we're all different, as far as the healing process.
He's
And,
not human.
yeah, no. So we're going to have to kind of tie him down. We're going to have to tie him down because he doesn't like to be still. So hopefully, because I remember when Howard ended up getting that infection when he tore his Achilles because he tried to come back too soon. He was over on that little half field out there taking ground balls and stuff, and he shouldn't have been. And then he ends up getting the infection, and it takes longer. So you gotta listen to the doctors, and you gotta be smart. Even if you think you feel better, you gotta slow the process down because we don't want you to come back and then you have to get back on the DL, and when you get back, we'll be ready for you, and we'll be ready for the playoff run.
There you go. There you go. We got another question back here. I want to get them all in. I don't want you guys missing anything.
Hey guys, what's the thought on why Girardi didn't work out as a manager?
It's another on the spot.
Yeah. Nah, you're good. One of the things was, he was like an old school guy who really took care of the veterans. You had those young kids who weren't getting the opportunity because, it's funny. I can go back to 1985. Well, not really 1985. No, it was 86. It was the end of 85. That's how I got traded.
Right.
Chuck Tanner took over as the manager for the Atlanta Braves, and Bobby Cox was GM. And Chuck Tanner said, if we can get some more veterans around here, Milt Thompson, he could go back to the minors. And I hit 300 2 years in a row there. And I'm like, wow. So I called Bobby Cox, and we had lunch. And I'm like, Bobby, what do I have to do, man? I hit 300 here 2 years. And you're trying to tell me that, I have no chance. And he goes, well, it's Tanner's team. He's going to take the 25 he wants to take. But he goes, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll shop you around. And that's how I got in the deal with Grosjean to come here.
Wow.
But the game is crazy. Yeah, the game is crazy. But there was an incident that happened during the year that I think really solidified Girardi's problem. Gene Sakura got jammed and hit a little dribbler to second base, and he jogged down to first base with his bat in his hand. And I was like, "Oh no, we can't have this. That you go sit down. This is not the way we play." And I think that had a lot to do with it, because there's a way to play the game, and there's no excuse for that. So if he let him get away with that, and I guess that was like these guys are just, what? You're competitors. You got to go out there and play. You got to play the right way. If you're not going to play the right way, you come sit down next to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's the way I've always been around the game. You respect the game. You play the game the right way.
Which is kind of interesting because this year he let Segura get away with it, but the year before they almost got into a fight in the dugout. Because he got after him for something similar as well. And
but that's how the looseness came about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like Jimmy. Jimmy didn't run the ball out.
Yeah,
Charlie's like, let him go out there and get loose like he's gonna play. And then once the pitcher got his warm ups, he threw the ball down. Boom.
Yeah.
Take him out in front of everybody to watch. And you go take Jimmy Rollins out there, take anybody out. So now that straightened everything out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Talking about the Castellanos, struggling a little bit. How much of that do you feel is coming to a new team, coming into a new city? Because he seemed like as the year went along, he really got more accustomed to the city and the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough playing here. When I first got here, they were throwing all kind of stuff at me in center field because they wanted Maddox. See, I was the new guy on the block. They love Gary Maddox. So I took some heat. But, if you go out and you play the right way, they'll kind of warm up to you, and that's the way it is. For me, for Castellanos, he's got to recognize where his strength is in his zone. I'm a hitting guy.
Right.
And
that's why
he's swinging at everything. My strength was middle away. So I get 3 strikes. The first 2 strikes, they got to be middle away for me to hit them. If they're not, so what? And then if I get 2 strikes, I battle. But I'm not going to swing at a pitch that's not my strength and make a little weak out. I don't want to make a weak out. I want to put the ball in play, the way it's supposed to be and give myself a chance. But and then the slider was his nemesis. And I was always taught, and I always teach people that if you're a right-handed hitter, well, I'm a left-handed hitter. I'll do it from the left side. I'm a left-handed hitter, and I'm facing the left-handed pitcher, and he throws me a slider. It has to start on me to be a strike.
Right.
And, I mean, these balls were starting right in the middle of the plate or off the third, and he was swinging at him. He was committing to him instead of saying, you know what, that's a ball. But it's
And pitchers do that at the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
They
You
weren't
know
able-
what? These guys got all the film and everything. This is a game of adjustments. And if you don't make the adjustments, it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a very long season. But one of the guys that for me, had some of the greatest at bats this year was Stock.
Yes.
Oh my God, this kid had great at bats. He's going to be a good player.
Mhm.
Because he battles.
Yeah.
He battles up there at the plate. He's not easy out. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to go up there and. I remember I wanted to kill this kid, but I didn't. This kid told me it's okay to strike out. I was like, no, you're gonna strike out, but it's not okay. It should be something okay, I struck out, so what? No.
Yeah.
And it's that's how the game has changed. It's like, what's that guy's name? Reynolds, that kid that was with Arizona and struck out over 200 times every year. He was a third baseman. It's Reynolds.
Yeah. Kevin.
Yeah, struck out 200 times every year. And I'm like, so what?
Right.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. No, the game definitely changed. As far as that. But how much of that can Nick, with the off season and refresh his mind?
New season. He's been here, so he understands.
Right.
So going into spring training, they just got to attack and say, look, you gotta focus on what you love to hit, and that should be your approach. I used to use spring training to prepare myself for the season. There's sometimes I would go up there and winning swing the bat, try to get 2 strikes on purpose in spring training to work on some things. And that's what you got to do. You got to prepare yourself for the season. Well, it was different because I knew I was going to make the team, though. So, but a guy who's a veteran guy like that, you got to put yourself in situations to work on some things, and that's only going to make you. It's only going to make you a better player once the season starts,
I think we got another question.
Hey, Mel, have you heard anything about what the chance of Reese Hoskins coming back this year? What is he going to do with him?
He better stay, right? Please tell me he's staying.
I mean, he's with us. He's not going anywhere. I mean,
absolutely. There you go. Whoa.
Wow.
You guys are buddies, right? You guys driving together? He's walking, you're driving. Not a Hoskins guy?
You can't find 30 doubles and 30 home runs.
Well, there's only one thing we got to fix. No. There's only one thing we got to fix. No. There's only one thing we got to fix. He's got to see the ball before he stretches.
Right.
At first base. I mean, I'm watching him and he's stretching the ball. Guy didn't release the ball and he puts himself in a bad position.
Yeah,
he's first base is a tough position. People think that easy. It's easy to play first base. No, because the ball you're in almost every play when you're a first baseman.
Yeah.
So you got to slow the game down. People don't understand the process of slowing a game down and being ready. I'll give you a prime example. I'm playing right field, and there's a guy on first base. Routine fly ball to me, cut off man second. Base hit, cut off man third. Ball where I have to take 3 or 4 steps one way or the other, less than 2 outs, throw the ball to second, keep the double play in order.
Right.
Ball over my head, cut off man home. Those are the scenarios that can happen. Just play.
Yep.
You just put everything ahead of you. Play the game, play ahead of the game. That's all it is.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, like you said, I mean, did he struggle defensively? Yes. But, when putting up those 30 home runs and 30 doubles.
You know why people get upset? Because he's a guy that's either hot or cold.
Yeah.
That's why they get upset. You can get away with guys who, kind of battle and stuff. But I think one time he was like over 30 something.
Yeah.
Wow. But hey, it's life. Give him a chance. For me, I really became a good hitter after 5 years in the big leagues. Why? Because I know all the pitchers now.
Right.
I know what they're going to do to me. I know what I have to do. This is what year? What year is this for him? 4 or 5?
I think this will be his
Fifth year. This is year 5. Okay, let's see what happens.
One of them was also, the pandemic year. Was only, half the year. So.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think Hoskins he's one of the guys I like a lot. Following him throughout his time here. And,
See, guys, you guys don't understand. He got off to a great start. You know what? That doesn't happen, guys. It doesn't happen in the big leagues. We got spoiled.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm staring at Joe, and you were okay with the 93 question. You had a friend. You don't have a friend anymore. You see where I went with that? Questions, comments before we close out this
There's one all the way
hour?
in the
We got
back,
one
Smitty.
all the way in the back. All right, here we go. We're gonna close it out, and then we've got some final comments, and we'll pull the raffle prizes at 8:00. So stick around. And go ahead.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, how we doing?
Pretty good. Do you think Andrew Payner is going to be our fifth starter this year?
Before the year's out, it's funny how the game has changed. Give you a quick story. I was in AAA, and we're playing the Tidewater Mets in the playoffs. They brought this kid up, 18 years old, by the name of Dwight Gooden, to face us in the playoffs. And I'm leading the game off, and I'm like, well, I'll just fake a bunt. I'll never swing the first pitch anyway. Lead off guy, And he put me to sleep. He came real slow. He tapped, and there went the ball. I didn't even get the bat around to fake a bunt. I was like, oh my God.
You faked it.
I had to turn it up, man. But, this kid's in the big leagues at 19. Painter's special. You got to stop saying, oh, we just want him to get here, get this level. When you got a special guy, let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go. It's like, who said that you can only throw 100 pitches? Who came up with that? Who came up with 100 pitches?
Mr. Analytics.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Wow.
Yeah. Nolan Ryan's.
When those guys got the ball, they ain't giving it up.
No.
They're not giving it up. I think Robin Roberts, it was crazy. He had 232 complete games.
Some of them more than 9 innings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we come up with these numbers. I don't even know where they come from, or we can't let this pitcher face this guy a third time because the percentages go up. The only way we're ever going to see a no-hitter is if
perfect game.
Yeah, that's it. Because the moment the guy gets a hit in the 7th or 8th inning, they're out. They're going to move him. They're going to take him out. It's crazy. They will not let the guy just go out and do his thing. There are moments that it's just a special moment that you will never get back. Kershaw this year.
Oh, yeah.
What do you take him out for? Give him the chance to do something special. You'll find
There's been four or five no hitters this year that the guys have been taken out.
Yeah,
and you had 3 or 4 pitchers do a no hitter. That's changing the baseball. The way it is.
I tell you, it's really changed. I don't understand it. I mean, I saw and I read his lips when Snell was with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And they took him out. They went over to Mookie Betts, and he's like, "Thank God."
Right. Oh, yeah, that's what happens when pitchers are going crazy.
Oh my goodness.
You want them to take them out. You're trying to knock them out yourself, but you can't at that night because they're dominant, and then the pitcher manager takes them out for you. But with the way they're throwing money around these days, you getting ready to suit them up again?
Got 1 year from Medicare. You're laughing. I'm serious. I'll be 64 in January. I'm done. I have a hard time getting up.
I know you swing the bat still. So
you're
good to
the
go.
rest of it, no more running, anything like that.
No, but we can get you. The first base. You can get
with a wheelchair or a walker.
We just got to hit it double to get the first base.
All right, again, Milt Thompson's been a great guest. What do you say? How about it, Dagwood?
Thank you. We got one more question over here.
You just mentioned that with all the money that's been thrown around today,
What would Mel Thompson's contract be worth in 2022?
I have no idea. Well, let me just simplify this for you guys. It's a reality. Look at Ted Williams,
Right.
Hank Aaron, Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Man on all those Ruth, all those guys.
They're judge numbers.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, it's the way it is right now. You know, what if?
Right.
you can't go with what if. You know, I was fortunate enough to spend 43 years in professional baseball. Something I love to do. So that's a blessing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it was special to have you tonight. I want to thank everybody. Milt's going to hang around for a little bit, but again, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Please take care of Natalie and Sam back there. They've been hustling all night, doing a great job. Ed and Nikki, the owners here at Dagwoods, for tolerating us once a month. We're very thankful and blessed to have such a great spot. I had someone ask me at the beginning when I walked in, why Dagwoods? And, we're a long ways from home for us. Why not? It's a great spot. It's a great spot here. And we're thankful to be back again in 2023. And I hope everybody will come out and support Dagwoods, support us. It's a fun time having guests like Mill talk baseball for an hour. It's a good thing, right? Let's give it up one more time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.